Are you a talented footballer with the potential to go all of the way, but you've never been spotted or had a trial? Well, all you need to do is check out a brand new innovative business that I've started with my partners called Scout Size. It gives you a chance to get spotted by our network of scouts to try and get you a trial at a professional club. Scout Size places you in front of a professional scout who will assess your talent. You simply need to visit our website right now and upload your clips as directed. Our scouts will then view them and give you a full assessment. If you meet a certain criteria, your details will be sent to scouts at professional football clubs for them to come and see you play. It's as simple as that. So visit scoutsize.com right now and send in your clips, and a scout could be coming to watch you play at your next game. AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that will be linked with a transfer move to Arsenal. Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. The code SE50, don't forget to use that if you want to join up to Scout Size. Link in the description right now. Now, of course, the Club World Cup was on yesterday. Real Madrid progressing with a 1-0 win over Juventus, but one man was missing again. No minutes for Rodrygo, not even off the bench. For the second game in a row, Rodrygo not even figuring. This is despite Xavi Alonso before the tournament talking about how important he is. He's my player. This certainly is not looking good for Rodrygo, especially when you consider the fact that Kylian Mbappe didn't even start the game either. What happens when he comes back to full fitness? The journalist Graham Bailey claiming yesterday that he understands from people close to Rodrygo that he's going to ask to leave Real Madrid after the Club World Cup. And Arsenal will be expected to try and make a move. He's going to cost around 90 million euros. That's the sort of money that Real Madrid are looking for him, which is around about 75 million pounds. We know his wages will be high, but it's Mikel Arteta's dream to try and sign Rodrygo. And the signs are starting to look like he could have his man available after the Club World Cup, because yet again, no minutes for Rodrygo. How significant is that? Another wide player that Arsenal were being very heavily linked to yesterday, and this caused a real furore because in a recent poll that we did on AFTV, 83% of you said you didn't want this player, but it's not the 83% that's potentially buying him. It's Mikel Arteta and Anthony Berta. The journalist Florian Plettenberg yesterday claiming that Arsenal have submitted an offer to try and sign Noni Madueke and that talks have started. Now, as I said, 83% of you said, nah, you don't want him. If you actually look at a lot of the comments that were coming in after that, around X and various different platforms, the majority of people are not infused by, the possibility of this sign. He's actually a decent player, but, you guys want Rodrygo and players like that. Fabrizio Romano later on tweeting as well that Arsenal are discussing a possible move internally about Madueke, but no proposal has been sent. And that Arsenal have got multiple options. I've told you already that they've spoken to players like Ademola Lookman and many other winger targets. So has Florian Plettenberg jumped the gun on this one, or is he more accurate than Fabrizio Romano? Yet to be seen, but I don't think it would be the most popular signing. Yet another one from Chelsea, but one that's not very popular. Now, what about Christian Mosquera, the young Spanish centre-back, heavily linked with a move to Arsenal? Arsenal submitted an offer for him already, which was turned down by Valencia, and said to be going back with another offer to try and get this deal done and get him over the line and into the club before pre-season. Valencia, however, have offered a brand new contract to Christian Mosquera. Remember, he has 1 year left on his current deal, and Valencia trying to tie him down to a longer contract. Obviously, if they could do that, they get a lot more value for him long term. However, Fabrizio Romano tweeting out yesterday that Christian Mosquera's desire is clear. And these quotes were, Fabrizio's quotes were, Arsenal, Arsenal, Arsenal. That's what he wants. He wants to move to Arsenal. Arsenal pretty confident that they're going to get this deal done. Mosquera doesn't want to sign a new contract with Valencia, wants that move to Arsenal. He wants it now. So one to keep an eye on. Arsenal have started to move in the transfer market. Of course, Kepa was announced yesterday. More signings to be announced today and in the coming days. So Mosquera, Arsenal will be hoping, will be one of those. And could this be another? Big news yesterday from multiple sources. L'Equipe went with this story. Sky Sports went with this story. The journalist Sasha Tavaleri went with this story. All claiming that Arsenal are in advanced negotiations to sign Victor Gyokeres. The journalist Sasha Tavaleri said that a 5-year deal has been agreed between Arsenal and Victor Gyokeres. The others were sort of saying that negotiations to sign him underway. They're really at advanced stage. Personal terms was being sorted out. And they also are confident that they can get a deal done for under 70 million euros. That's around about 60 million pounds. Remember, at one time, Sporting have been talking about 90 million euros. Could we be seeing the end of this saga and finally be getting a striker, and that striker could be Victor Gyokeres, or could it be Sesko? Because there were counter reports yesterday, one coming from Court Offside, claiming that all parties are nearing a compromise on the fee for even I'm getting confused now, for Benjamin Sesko, in the region of around about 75 million euros, that's 64 million pounds. Who is going to be the player that comes in? It looks like the favourite's been Sesko, but now it's starting to look like it could be Gyokeres. Interesting to watch. As I've said all along, my understanding is that they're trying to get this striker in before they go away to that pre-season over in Asia. But it looks like Gyokeres has moved ahead of the queue right now. One to watch for sure. And this player, who actually happens to have the same agent as Victor Gyokeres, has been interested in Arsenal as well, and that is Maghnes Akliouche. He's a 23-year-old right winger who plays for Monaco. Has been, again, having a good season. Has the last 2 seasons actually been very good for him. He's broken into the Monaco first team. He's actually a player who came through their academy. Really talented winger. Plays predominantly on the right wing, but can also play as an attacking midfielder as well. French under-21 international with 7 goals and 12 assists last season. Said to be interested in Arsenal. As I said, they got the same agent, or he's got the same agent, Victor Gyokeres, as Victor Gyokeres. And it's said that whilst they've been negotiating about Gyokeres, they've also been speaking about this kid as well. Monaco, however, want 60 million pounds for him to sell him. He's got a contract till 2028, and they're in no rush to sell him. He's become quite an important player for them. So one to keep an eye on. First, I'm sort of hearing about this one, but it's L'Equipe yesterday who went with his story that Arsenal been heavily linked with this winger. And of course, the one that I spoke about yesterday, the one that's been causing a lot of talk around the Arsenal fan base, and that is Eberechi Eze. Of course, heavily linked yesterday with a move to Arsenal. Fabrizio Romano again reporting yesterday that Eze is excited by the links to Arsenal and the Arsenal project. And Arsenal are said to be discussing now with the player and Crystal Palace to try and come up with a possible deal to sign him. Remember, as I said on yesterday's show, the talk is that they want Eze and a left winger. I mean, that would be, that's music to the ears of every Arsenal fan. Eze, absolute quality. And if we could get a left wing, I mean, imagine if the summer finishes and Arsenal have signed, Zubimendi, Eze, Rodrygo, say, and a Gyokeres or Sesko. I mean, that would represent a really good window. I mean, there's been a lot of doom and gloom around it, but Arsenal are starting to make movements now. Let's hope they can get some of these big deals done and put a bit of excitement back into everybody ahead of the new season. So those are the transfer rumours today. Don't forget, we're here every single day of the transfer window. Also Thursday, Talking Transfers Live. That's always a great show, 5 o'clock on Thursday. Make sure you check that out. But thanks for watching the show, and I'll see you tomorrow.